Hey besties, it's Rosie. Okay, besties, to start out this message, a little backstory. Before I even got out my deck of cards, I heard some animals up on my roof fighting. And the area on the roof where they were fighting sounded like they were in the attic. And my guides told me someone's trying to pull a heist. So I get out my deck of cards, and on the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles, the scarcity card. The someone is trying to take something from you. And bestie, in the pre-shuffle, I can tell you they haven't been very successful. So the first card out of the deck is Justice. So this is kind of a warning. This is letting you know that you did have protections in place and they are working. But some news from beyond the wall is that somebody did try it. So bestie, let's get into it and see what they tried to do. Three of Cups and the Devil. Queen of Cups. Bestie, this is somebody in your life who is masquerading as a friend. This is someone who smiles in your face and the whole time has a knife behind their back. Bestie, this could be a water sign. This person's coming out as the Queen of Cups. And I'm getting what is kind of driving this person to act this way is because they are in union with someone, this King of Cups figure, who, weird phrase that I'm hearing, but prays to a lower god. This is the image on this card is reminding me a lot of the god Bacchus. This is a Pan-like figure, so this is someone who would be associated with a lower earth type archetype. So bestie, you yourself might be someone who okay, I hear my cat tearing something up in the background. That's part of the message somehow. Bestie, there might have been a juncture at one point. I'm seeing the letter Y. So for a long time, you and this person who is your friend, you know, this Queen of Cups person might have been traveling along the same path. But I'm seeing at some point there was a diversion. And this person followed their counterpart into a direction that is far from the one that you are going to. So bestie, I'm seeing, let's ask how this, what's this have to do with you? If you guys were friends and you veered off in different directions, what did they try to take from you exactly? Nine of Wands. Bestie, I'm getting that you were the eyes and the ears of this operation. So you were kind of the navigation system for whatever chariot you guys were riding in. So this person was trying to take a different path and yet somehow stay connected to your navigation system. I got this weird message earlier that like when you escape out of the hell realms, like the demonic, the karmic realms, like depending where you incarnated into in this lifetime, there will be opportunities to spy for those lower realms, even though you are up in the, you know, what's beyond the hell realms, basically the angelic realms or the divine realms, where you are no longer beholden to some dark entity just to be able to survive there. I'm getting that you can kind of be recruited by those lower energies to spy on them. So maybe this person thought that they were going to stay attached to your energy and spy for the lower realms. Spirit, what do you have to say about that? High Priestess and the Hangman. Bessie, you on some level saw this coming. You knew that this was at least a possibility and you had a plan in place for this. I'm getting the High Priestess and the Hangman. You saw this coming and you set up some kind of mirror mechanism to where at this point, if this person ever did this to you, it would automatically be tripped. There'd be like a trip wire that stopped it before it could even start. But the reason you had the trip wire was so that you would know about it if it did happen and you could kind of realign yourself. So Eight of Wands, the World, Eight of Swords, and the Moon. Bestie, I'm getting that you're feeling a little bit tender about this. You know, this might be a betrayal that I'm getting like maybe you expected it. You just hoped that it would never come, but I'm seeing that it did. And you're pretty, I would say you vacillate between being a little tender over this because this is a person that you always gave equally with, and up until this point you guys have had like this system that worked very well, and kind of switching over into this other energy where maybe you're kind of mad about this and you're also just like, you know what, this has proven to be a bad investment, and instead of sitting over here crying over spilled milk, I'm just going to invest my energy elsewhere. You're in the Seven of Pentacles energy. You move on to the Eight of Pentacles. You're like, you know what, I'm going to take what I put into this, I'm going to inventory it, and I'm going to get back to work. This Eight of Pentacles is, I don't know if you can see the lighting in here, is waning as we speak, but There's a little mouse in here working by candlelight to strip this geode of any remaining parts that it can use. And I'm getting that's what you're doing, bestie. So let's say that if you and this other person shared a vehicle and you were forced by some higher court to split the vehicle, there's no way for you to do it if the other person can't buy the other one out. So I'm getting that you're kind of like stripping it down for parts and you're like, well, this is what I can take. This is what you can use. Spirit, anything else? Bestie, I'm getting that this is something that you have worked a very long time on, and you've been planning for this for a long time too. So the fact that it isn't working out, you again are feeling a little bit tender about. You know, I've got the Ace of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the Four of Pentacles here. Bestie, it's getting kind of dark in here. I'm going to turn the lights on. Okay, bestie, I'm back. Okay, bestie, so very weird. After I turned the lights on, I got the urge to get a completely different deck. And when I pulled the deck out of its box, the first card out was the Queen of Cups in reverse. So bestie, you have decided to discard this. You have just used whatever mirror mechanism that you've set up and you've completely discarded this and you have jumped to a new timeline. I'm getting that you've jumped from blue to green. Ten of Swords. Okay, bestie. I got the Ten of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, and I'm hearing the phrase, get out your feelings, girl, there ain't no money there. So I'm getting this, okay, Nine of Pentacles underneath of that and the High Priestess. Bestie, as much as you would love to lay around and wallow over the ending that has just occurred here and the betrayal that you feel, you realize that you've got a job to complete. There's something that you're working towards, and you can choose to stop working towards that, you know, to sit around and cry about this, or you can continue working and just kind of like wipe your tears as you walk along. So bestie, I see the choice of yours is yours, but I'm seeing that you're being driven forward in hopes of a new romantic offering. I'm getting the Ace of Cups, the Star, and the Page of Cups. Okay, bestie, I see you hoping that since you now have this opening for like partnership or whatever, or like a vacancy, I'm getting for some of you, this could be about a job too. This could be like somebody maybe quit the job where you work and there's like a new vacancy. I'm seeing that you're pretty hopeful that somebody is going to come in and fill this place. But I'm also getting, bestie, that you're pretty darn picky. You got this Four of Cups energy. Like, you are not going to just accept any old buddy, like whoever is in line for this position. You're not just going to give it to them. You're really going to make sure that they are the right fit. And you're going to make sure that this is going to be successful. I've got the Chariot and the Six of Wands. The Fool in the World. Okay, bestie, you I'm getting kind of like a side quest message there. I don't really know if we need to go on that tangent in spirit. What is the meat of the issue? What is the heart of the issue? Okay, bestie, I'm getting that you are tired of accepting empty offers. You're tired of accepting cups that turn out to be empty. If you look at this cup on this card, you can't really see if there's anything in it or not. You know, water could be that still, and also so could just like an empty cup. So I'm getting that in order to avoid this heartache, you are going to really be vetting whatever offers these are. You're going to be looking all the way in the cup. You're going to be sniffing whatever's in the cup. You're going to be maybe tasting it before you accept the cup. You really want this Emperor figure who is bringing the Ten of Cups. You want to be able to pour your energy equally into someone who is pouring their energy equally also. Bestie, I'm getting that there's like a remnant of this betrayal, heartbreak, kind of defensiveness energy that is coming up in you. You know, what is kind of driving these high standards you have for yourself? I almost said high crappy standards. Whatever's driving these high crappy standards that you have for yourself is largely in part to how betrayed you feel about this. And bestie, I think that there are two ways to go through cycles, and I don't think that there's a right or a wrong way. I think you can either lay low until you have kind of, you know, washed that heartburn residue out of you before moving forward into a new connection, or you can kind of go forward into a new connection and kind of wash this out as you're going through it. And it kind of seems like you are choosing to wash it out as you're going through the new cycle. Bestie, part 2.